The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
I don't know what the hell. Every day it's something new, something bad, something blue, something sad, or something like that. Now,
damn good coffee and hot.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
Actually, that's going to be really funny today. Well, it might be funny without the intent of being funny. Unintentionally funny. Kind of like, I'm not even going to go there. Be insulting already. Too early to be insulting. Give it another 30 seconds to be insulting. I'm playing. Keep me inside. Yeah. Good morning, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Good morning. Hey, Canada, how you doing? All right, I'm digging Canada. We got the Spotify Wrapped, which is kind of dumb that they wrap it in November instead of waiting till the end of December. But Canada, kicking ass. Thanks for being here, Canada. It's good to have you here. If it weren't for you, I might be going out of business on Mind Dog Coffee. As a matter of fact, even with you, I might be going out of business without Mind Dog Coffee. Anyway, today's date is November 30th, 2023. It's a Thursday, a lovely Thursday. It's trash day, which means we are here for you. Did I forget to give you the date yesterday? I thought I gave the date. 2 emails this morning said, what happened to the date? Every morning you start with the date, and we didn't get the date. Listen, I thought I gave you the date. If I forgot yesterday, here's the deal. If you're listening or watching on a phone, a computer, or a television, almost certainly there is a little indicator of what day it is. If you're listening on Live 365, you're probably on a phone or something like that. Again, computer or something, and there's a calendar that says there's a date on it. If not, in any event, if all those are amiss and I forget to give you the date, there's a thing called a calendar, or if you have a newspaper, an old-fashioned newspaper, usually has the date on there. If all those things fail, you're fucked. You don't know what day it is. Okay. I'm sorry about that. We have some encouraging numbers with the rap stuff, but I also have some pretty discouraging numbers in I don't even want to bring those up, but things are not all roses and sunshine and whatever the hell it's not all kumbaya. That's what I'm saying. But we are growing. I wanted to share some of the growth numbers with you. We are up averaging 175 new subscribers every month. We are up to averaging 173,000 views per month on the YouTube channel, which you'd think, wow, that's a lot. But the revenue, $12.11. Now, we could split that 3 ways between me, Willie, and GD. However, all that money is going back into the production cost because, listen, I could just keep the $12 and act like a big shot and buy myself a new Ferrari. $12.11 for 173,000, I think it is, views in the last 28 days. So what do we have to do to actually make this thing profitable for some of the advertisers? They wouldn't be sticking with us. But I could pull an Elon Musk and like say, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. What did he say? Go fuck yourself is what he said to his advertisers. But then I would be on the breadline like Elon. I don't want to be starving like him. Look at him. He can't even get a job. Who wants to live a life like that? So I'm not gonna say that about my advertising. Plus, they've been good. But the YouTube stuff, I think we have to have 7 million a month. That's not happening anytime soon. 7 million a month. I'm just guessing. I just pulled that number out of my ass. Did you see that? I pulled that number out of my ass. Anyway, today we have a good show for you. I think a good show, even though it's not comedy based. The first guest will be talking about life after death. He's got a book out. Claims that prove or have with a degree of certainty that consciousness continues after we die. I'm not so sure that's good news. I'm not sure I want that. I go back and forth. I can go both ways. You knew that, right? But at this point, I'm kind of wanting it. When it's over, just peace, quiet, black, and nothingness. That's what I'm looking forward to. Every day when that alarm clock goes off, it's like, why am I not dead yet? That's my first question. Why am I still hearing things? Why is this ringing still in my ears? Why do I still have all these pains and aches all over my body? Anyway, we'll talk to him about his theory about and how you can actually have any proof about this. How can anybody know? Unless you've been there. Unless you've been dead, and not just for 30 seconds, near death, dead, come back, and then you're alive again somehow. That's not real. That doesn't count. If you're dead for 6 weeks and you come back, that's what I want to hear from you. What's it like over there? Why in the world would you fucking come back? So yeah, there's that. Just briefly, Popular Mechanics has an article. So a bunch of people got eye syphilis. Eye syphilis. That's weird for more reasons than you might think. How do you get eye syphilis? Well, strange cluster of eye syphilis or ocular syphilis has popped up in Michigan. What do you do in Michigan? What's up with the eye sex over there? Is it on I-80? Cluster includes 5 women who all got disease from one male sex partner. So it's really, 5, 6. I just found out about that part. So it's 6 people. It's not like a big deal, but still, eye syphilis. There's some kinky shit going on in Michigan. Based on the rapid onset of ocular complication, experts hypothesized that this may be a new strain of the disease, a new strain of syphilis just for eyes. The eyes have it in Michigan. Anyway, this and more was what we will talk about today on Coffee with the Dog. Hopefully things will get better from this moment on. Willie is here. Not sexy Willie, but sexist Willie is here. And
oh, I'm not the one. You know what? I'm not the one being sexist, and that's why I'm upset.
I am.
No.
Okay.
No.
Relax. We'll get to it later. We have to say good morning to GD first. Good morning, GD.
Hello, GD. Good to see you. Good morning.
Mine dog coffee. I don't always drink coffee, but when I do, it's a moving experience.
Hey, I like that way better. That's way better.
I don't always start a coffee company, but when I do, I go broke.
Yeah, it takes a shit, is what it does.
It definitely does take a shit.
Syphilis. Syphilis.
Oh, and
your eyes only.
Your the eyes have it line that fucking killed me, bro. The eyes fucking I died. That was so funny. That was great.
What are
The
they
eyes
doing?
have it.
What is this guy like sticking
butterfly
his eye in?
kissing.
It's eye to twat. I'm sorry. I
Sounds to
already.
me like this asshole needs to like get locked up for a little bit so he realizes that he shouldn't be spreading shit around like that. Fucking dick.
Well, what should he do? Put a rubber over his eye? Well, I mean, wait a
I mean,
minute.
I'm very curious what like why
The
like how it's being
mechanism.
transferred. I mean, is it like a blowjob problem? Like, are they getting it in their eye when they're down there sucking? I don't, you know what I mean? Or is he shooting in their eye? He might shoot in their eye.
The
Maybe he's
reason
that asshole.
eye syphilis, you read that right. Syphilis of the eye, more officially referred to as ocular syphilis. It is usually occurs as a complication of your more run-of-the-mill syphilis. Uh, so it comes from regular syphilis, but I guess it works its way up to your eye. Maybe you scratch your junk and then you scratch your
I
eye.
mean,
I
yeah,
don't.
maybe. I guess. Jesus. Ugh. Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
So now, did I give the date yesterday? Did you guys hear me give the date?
I'm guessing if you got emails about it, I'm going to say that you probably didn't. And I mean,
If it
but
was one
I
email,
agree
I
with
would think.
you.
Yeah.
If people are relying on this show to tell them what fucking day it is, what are you doing with your life?
Well,
You know what I mean?
at least
Like,
at least we're providing some service to people. We are
I mean, I
putting out
guess,
the
yeah,
date,
that's true.
and after they hear the date, they say, "Oh, okay, I know what day it is. I can stop
Yeah.
watching now. God, I don't have to watch that stupid show." Yeah.
Well, to be honest, if people need a way of finding out the date, they could always just pick up the mail and check the postmark. That would be.
What is
I mean,
mail?
no, that's days behind.
What is mail? What are you
Snail
talking
mail?
about?
Yeah, I get
Mail?
it.
You
Don't
mean like
worry.
female? Male, female?
Well, yeah, you pick up your mail, and you check your postmark. Yeah, it's right
Yeah,
under
but
the
that's
trash
probably
can.
from like a day, at least a day or two before.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you postmark. So you're off, and you don't know what day it
Yeah,
is, and then you're
yeah.
walking
So
around getting
I mean,
eye
you might
syphilis, and
know.
you don't even know what day you got eye syphilis on.
For your eyes only.
Oh my
No.
God.
Do you-
You know what though? That story you told makes me not want to book Michigan at all for like the next year. like,
Yeah.
well, I guess I'm not going to Michigan next year. Fuck that. They got eye syphilis? No, I don't want
Detroit.
that.
Detroit syphilis.
Yeah. Terrible.
Do you guys think about dying? Do you think about dying? Do you think about what happens after you're dead? Do you ever put any time into thinking about such things?
I can't believe you're asking me that question. Of course, I think about that.
Why? What? Okay. What do you?
Well, I mean,
what do you hope happens?
Other than
What?
like the last week or so, I mean, I've been largely suicidal most of my life.
But
You know what I mean?
I'm not talking about dying. I'm talking about after.
Yeah, but if I think about suicide, you don't think I don't think about what's going to happen afterwards?
Well, what do you think? What do you think's going to happen?
To be fair, I mean, I think it's very difficult to say with any degree of certainty, but that's what faith is. Faith is without seeing, without knowing. You know what I mean? You gotta, and I
All
think
right.
it's very important to have a semblance of faith in something, no matter what it is. You know what I mean? Like, because if you don't have faith, life will get very bleak very fast.
Let me rephrase the question. I'm like an attorney here. Your Honor, I'd like to declare the witness hostile.
Non-responsive.
That's probably true.
Yeah. What do you hope happens
I
after you
mean,
die?
I honestly hope that God tells me He's proud of me.
God.
Yeah, I definitely believe in God. I believe in a greater force out there for sure.
Oh, greater force. Now,
Yeah, I mean, my idea of God may not match up to other people's. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely not the white man in the cloud idea, but
black man in the clouds,
sure,
brown
sure.
man, one of the lesser minorities in the clouds. Who is that? That's like
that's GD's God, I think.
This is from Monty Python.
I thought it was
the Holy Grail.
I thought it was like the Unabomber or something.
No, this is the God from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Right. You know, honestly, I hope it's the guy from Dogma. I hope Alanis Morissette is just
Wait, what?
standing there
Alanis
with a
Morissette
beautiful
is
voice.
God?
Just yeah. Have you never seen Dogma? It's a Kevin Smith movie.
Yeah.
I've seen like 30 seconds. I've seen some bits with Carl in it. Yeah, I've seen bits of
Yeah,
it. I
George
haven't,
Carlin is in it. He plays the
right.
Archbishop. He's very
I
funny.
haven't seen the
God,
whole movie.
Jesus didn't come to give me a case of the willies. Like I love that. And then he unveils
You just
Buddy
like that
Christ.
because he said Willie.
Yeah, yeah, I did. You know what? That's probably true. That's probably true.
If he had said a
In my
case of the
subconscious
beers,
way.
you wouldn't have cared. Well,
You're
beers,
right.
no, I'll take that back. Beers you might have. But if he had said a case of eye syphilis, you wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have gave a shit. I'd have been like, "Fuck you, get out of here, George."
So, if I may tie this loop up, so you hope there is some consciousness beyond death?
Oh, I mean, I definitely believe that there's consciousness beyond death. I don't think that it's just a blank screen and we go away. I don't think that at all in the least.
Consider this. What am I? I don't know. I make myself laugh by anytime I try to be serious. I laugh at myself.
No, that's great.
We are like the tiniest specks of dust. Even though we have like some understand, I need to do mushrooms or fucking DMT or something really bad. I was thinking about this last night, because on this planet, you and I are just like we're less than ants are to us. I mean that we are tiny bits of dust in the universe, and just in this galaxy alone, there are so many stars like and planets and other. We are nothing. So after we're gone, I'm just thinking we're just like an ant when you crush it. That ant don't remember shit about the fact that it was walking on my sidewalk 2 seconds ago. It's dead. It's over. Black. It's Tony Soprano. It's gone to black. That's what I think. That's where I am at right now. But we don't, like you said, there's no. This is what I'm curious and why I wanted to have him on. But it's 17 minutes in, right? And he's still not here. Is he fucking blowing me off now?
Man, didn't he reschedule already?
No, that's the love languages guy in the next hour.
Okay.
Now I can write to him and say, where are you? I got blown off last night by Miss Freddie, who has been on the program before, on the evening program before, and then she had rescheduled from a week ago. Maybe this guy's trying to get in. I don't know. Talk amongst yourselves while I look for this guy.
Okay. Well, as far as what happens after I die, it depends on when I die. If I died like right now, like this very moment, the first thing that would happen in the afterlife is that my wife would go, somebody's got to get rid of all these fucking CDs and DVDs he had made and didn't sell. So who's going to take all this shit? I'll try to give them away at the funeral. That's the first thing that would happen.
Wait, you're going to have a funeral?
Well, not a real funeral because I'm being cremated. And I don't want
Don't you got a trunk, bro?
a trunk?
Yeah. I'd be hawking, dude. If I had a bunch of CDs and videotapes, I'd be hawking that shit in my.
Yeah, but I don't have a band.
I have a book bag full of them.
I had a different plan in the beginning. I planned on like having a band to perform and then selling the music that way. But I never got a band together that could do the music. So,
but you already have the CD and stuff like that.
I've had them since like 1996. They're in my basement.
So listen, I mean, it ain't got to be your show, bro. You know how many people will go to a show of the same type of music or whatever, and just be in the parking lot and open up their trunk and sell in the parking lot of a different show. It ain't got to be your show, bro. Because
to be honest, the last time I experienced that, the people who opened up their trunk were actually Hare Krishnas selling Hare Krishna music, and they were using a hard sell. I was with my nephew. My nephew was just a teenager. He was just like maybe 11, 12 years old. And we got surrounded by a bunch of Hare Krishnas who wanted us to donate money to them, and they would give us a CD. And, and my nephew was like, and we were like I said, we were surrounded, and I did do some martial arts, and I'm pretty sure I could have taken those little Hare Krishna sissies, but I didn't want to do that in front of my nephew and risk my nephew getting hurt. So I just gave them like $5, took a CD, and we walked away. And my nephew was like really disappointed. He goes, Uncle Glenn, you could have taken them. I said, I know I could have, but there was two guys behind you, and I didn't want anything to happen to you. But my point is, I don't associate selling things out of my trunk with a good experience. No.
Have you listened to that CD?
Mine? I've listened to it lots of times.
No, he means the Hare Krishna one that you got.
I have. That's a good question. I put it in the CD player, and I got through like maybe 12 seconds, and it was like tambourines and it wasn't. I couldn't get beyond. I did not get beyond 30 seconds, and I'm pretty sure it's in the trash because it's not in my CD collection.
It was so good. I got to tell you, musically, this, I'm being serious here. the CD is fucking killer. It's fucking killer.
Well,
and that's kind of blows my mind that because it sounds like top class studio musicians. Where they get all the money for that kind of production and stuff.
Airports. Well, back then they got the money from airports and flowers too.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a killer CD, man. I listened. And the problem was, my brother was really worried about me that I was being indoctrinated because I kept playing it. But it is all about the reincarnation stuff and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? The music is good. The lyrics are out there.
Well, I didn't know there were lyrics because I never got beyond the first 15 to 20 seconds. I hadn't heard any lyrics.
See, now I got crucified for what was it? Oh,
that'd be Jesus.
No, for not giving Willy Wonka more than 12 seconds of my time before I said this shit is ridiculous and not watching it.
You mean the remake or the first one?
The first one.
Are you kidding me?
I've never seen Willy. Yeah, here we go. Now I've already gotten. You can't. It's like double jeopardy. You can't ream my ass over Willy Wonka. It's already been done.
Well, that's why I asked if it was the remake. If it was the remake, I was going to agree with you and not even ream you over that. But
I got dragged on Twitter for admitting that I never saw Willy Wonka, and then challenged to watch it. And then they coming down singing songs, running to the candy shop, and I was like, oh, fuck this nonsense.
And that's what the afterlife is actually going to be like. It's going to be like they're going to make you watch all the movies that you should have watched.
Hell.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's hell or not. Because that's going to depend on the movie. But they're going to okay, it's like they're going to put you in like this nice comfortable chair with the freshest popcorn imaginable and all the treats that you love. You're going to be surrounded by those things, and they're going to be like, okay, first movie, Willy Wonka. Second movie, Dogma. Third movie, it's like that. And that's what the afterlife is like. And hell depends on the movie.
Okay. Even the evil one wants me to get rid of my cigar and thinks it's stale. Well, it's a new one every day, so
yeah.
But
I don't think. Did you have one yesterday? I don't think you had one yesterday.
I don't think I had one. I had one, but I didn't open it.
You had it with the date. It's with the calendar.
Yeah.
Right. Speaking of Willy Wonka, though, my favorite Marilyn Manson video is actually "Dance of the Dope Hats" because he did like a very Willy Wonka motif with the video, like with the chocolate river and all that kind of stuff. Matter of fact, the Olsen twins, very young Olsen twins, make an appearance in that Marilyn Manson video.
So he lured them with chocolate. He lured them.
I'm not sure how he lured them. They looked scared as shit though. It was funny. It was a great video. "Dance of the Dope Hats" by Marilyn Manson. If you've never seen that video, that's a very interesting video.
That's another thing that they're going to make Matt watch in the afterlife.
I'm sure Matt's not going to go back and watch a Marilyn Manson video, but it's
worth it. They're going to make him watch it.
It's pretty interesting.
Now, is Marilyn Manson? Wasn't he like accused of sexual assault or something? Is he still?
Actually, Marilyn Manson is the one that was really famous for the song "Happy Birthday, Mr. President."
That's Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, that's Marilyn Monroe. Who I read, and I can't confirm that I didn't read the whole article, but when I was looking at news and stuff this morning, there was an article written that said that she had like 12 abortions, which I didn't know.
Who had? Sure Marilyn Monroe had 12 abortions.
That according, I didn't read the article. I just kind of passed by it, but yeah, that was like the header on it.
I think it was illegal then too.
Well, not if it's a Kennedy baby.
I'm sure one of them was. Yeah, at least.
If it's a Kennedy kid, it's not illegal. It's inconvenient.
Right.
Wow. How many?
Chad,
12? Did you say 12?
That's what I mean. That's what the thing said. I'm just saying what the header said. I didn't read the article. I don't know for sure, but
Kelly
it was
says
on
some
my
miscarriages.
It's a even dozen, not a baker's dozen.
So
I mean, I would think that after 5 or 6, you can't even get pregnant anymore. You've probably torn your uterus to pieces. But fucking
Willie,
whatever. I don't know.
If you care at all anything about Kelly, you will listen to her. She says some were miscarriages.
Some of them were miscarriages. Yeah. Okay.
If you care at all, anything at all about Kelly's opinion, that's what she said.
Well, I mean, I'm sure miscarriages. You can call it a miscarriage, but when you know you're pregnant and you like constantly taking drugs and other things, I mean, you're kind of killing it on purpose, aren't you?
It's a miscarriage of justice.
Yeah, that too.
Now, can I ask where you came across this piece of information? Was it reputable?
Like when I go
Poplar Mechanics?
No. Like I just go to like my I don't know. Like I think it's whatever news my cricket thing. I can find it. I'll find it. I'll find the article and.
You're not on trial here, Your Honor. Tell the witness he's not on trial here. We're just trying.
But yeah, it's just part of my regular So what I do is I scroll all the way to the side of my phone and then it starts giving me like news articles and shit. I don't know because it's various different things. It's not just one thing. It gives me a whole bunch of news across a bunch of different websites and platforms.
So when you were doing that this morning, now that we've got him a little bit wound down, just a little bit wound down, is that where you found Gayle King this morning?
No, I was actually downstairs.
Gayle King is downstairs in your house?
No, but the TV was on and CBS Mornings was playing. And I just happened to I literally caught it for a second, but I caught Gayle King doing some of the most sexist fucking bullshit that if she was a dude, she'd be fucking fired already.
Well, she fingered herself on air? What?
Yeah, no. Okay, so just first of all, I would like to extend a very heartfelt and personal go fuck yourself to Gayle King.
What are you, Elon Musk?
Because when they're going into commercial break, and as she's walking across the stage to like go to the table to join her 3 male co-hosts, she goes, "Oh, look at that eye candy." You know what I mean? But if that had been Nate Burleson saying that shit, he'd be fucking completely under fire for fucking being a fucking piece of shit. And like sex, and it just, the double standard of this fucking bullshit drives me fucking crazy. You bitches want to act like you're any fucking different. You guys do the same stuff. You guys do the same shit, and it's exemplified in what Gayle did this morning.
What
you know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
Did there happen to be like actual candy that was in the shape of an eye?
Yeah, that's what
No. She's walking across the stage. She sees her co-host looking good. Oh, look at that eye candy.
But you agree. So you agree they were looking good.
Sure, but what I'm saying is that if a guy says that same shit, his job is probably in jeopardy. But because she's a woman, she can just say that shit. And it's not sexual harassment.
Say it about me. Say it about me, and we'll see if your job's in jeopardy.
Well, every time I see you, I wonder about a mustache, right?
I want to be called eye candy.
That's not the line. It has to be the same line. Yeah. Go ahead, be bold. Look, my job was threatened every day for like 4 months, and I've only been here for like 2 months.
Right.
Right.
Well, you're not eye candy.
But you know what I'm saying? Like the double standard of this crap is.
You're more like ear candy. No.
I'm definitely more not like ear candy.
You're definitely not nose candy.
Whoa, what does that mean? Hey, I smell good. What are you talking about?
Cocaine cocaine wasn't nose candy euphemism for cocaine at one point?
I never used that.
Yeah,
never
nose.
heard
Yeah,
it,
nose candy.
could
Yeah,
be.
that would have been cocaine for sure.
Okay,
if I was at a bar
The
and somebody
devil's
asked me if I
dandruff.
wanted nose candy, I'd be like, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Back in the day,
I'm really disappointed that we're not talking about death right now.
Well, we are, because I'm gonna ask. But Ian says abortion was just a trip down the stairs, and I am living proof that does not work all the time, because my mother tried that, and it did not work.
Makes a lot of sense when you put it that way.
Yes, it's unreliable.
Well, no, I mean, when we figure out that you were in several attempts of trying to get rid of you, and
3 attempts.
All right, that's enough. And this is the result.
Could be. It didn't. It did cross my mind.
Willie's being called from up the clouds. Hold on, Willie's.
No. I was thinking.
Dear
I'm
Lord.
trying to think of a. Did you guys? I'm sure neither one of you watched this. Did you guys remember a few years back they did the Comedy Central roast of Justin Bieber?
No.
And Natasha Leggero did one of the most fabulous jokes I ever heard. She did a joke about how the reason Justin Bieber's got such good dance moves is because he was avoiding the hanger in the womb. Fucking it was fucking fabulous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She got a lot of heat from it, but it was a solid ass joke.
But not as much as Gayle King is getting from the Willie faction of the Bro Society today.
I mean, okay, do you understand my frustration?
Yes, I understand. Okay. Yeah, the double standard here. It's got you a little
And
upset.
I mean, I don't listen, I don't think for one, I don't think it's a problem to say that kind of fucking thing. But I am tired of dudes losing their fucking job for saying that kind of thing. But Gayle King can just say whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Now, would it be different to you if the guy pulled his dick out and jizzed all over her face after she said that?
is she getting eye syphilis or not?
And I'm going to say something else here. Like if you were to go back and watch that instance happening, I don't know the particular dude's name, but the guy who's to the left to the leftmost of the
back
screen
and to the left
as she's walking and saying that, he's actually very cute, very taken aback by it. You can tell that he can't believe she just fucking said that.
You know what I mean? He's just worried about a job. That's all. He doesn't care that she paid the compliment. He's like, oh shit, somebody's getting fired. It's not my fault. That's what it's the first thing he's thinking. It's not my fault.
Now I got groped by Barbara Brennan. I will say her because she's dead anyway. But when I worked for her, she groped me. I was a young buck in extraordinary shape, and she came up, she grabbed my ass, and then stuck her hand in my pants. I let that go. To me, actually,
up until the 5th or 6th time, you let it go. I understand.
Right. He was just depressed that she
even though Barbara was an older bitch. To me. I'm getting all sexist here. Look at this is for the sexist reel for me being sexist. She was even though I was probably 30, around 30. She was probably in her 60s. I still would have banged her. So there was that. So it's different for a guy. Who has the song? It's different for girls. Joe Jackson, not Michael Jackson's father.
Don't you know there's different for girls?
Yeah. Don't you know? So
I have a lot of On This Day, by the way, if you're interested.
Yeah, well, we might as well do it since on this day our guest didn't show up. Our first guest didn't show up. And the second guest has already had a history of not showing up. Now, this is through a publicist, and I contacted a publicist who is usually up all hours of the day. I can contact her whenever. So she hasn't gotten back to me yet on why this guy is not a no-show. She's generally pretty reliable. Want to do it now? Let's do a commercial first, and then we'll come back with this day in her story. Where's my commercial? Let's go with Creative Live, since there seems to be getting a few people actually interested in that.
Yeah.
It's time to unleash your creative excellence. Dreams won't
time
work
to
if
show
you
up
don't.
on the show you
They
schedule.
never happen overnight, and they rarely follow a straight line. Excellence is a result of the hustle, consistently pushing to do better. And success looks different for everyone. CreativeLive.com charts paths and tailors content for students, but they also encourage independent thinking and exploration. Go outside of your comfort zone. Who knows, you might actually like it. Right now, you can get up to 70% off through this exclusive offer for Coffee with the Dog. CreativeLive.com has site-wide sale for Coffee with the Dog listeners. Save up to 70% off. Go to minddogtv.com and click on the link on the homepage now.
And then when you do that, go to a black screen like this and just wait until it just fades away.
You know what you do? Put right across the thing that says "Black Screens Matter." Right across. Just
oh my God, that would be fucking great.
Put in the script, but it's right in the text, right in there. So
I don't get the reference. Is there a reference in there? I don't get
screens. I don't think black screens have gotten their just due. They're so versatile.
Really
what you could do with them.
Really.
And green screens.
What about all screens matter? How about that, you racist?
Come on now.
No, well, because the thing is, most people are just thinking about green screens. Green screens are like all the rage, and people have forgotten all about
and
black
blue
screens.
Really are all transparent.
Listen, Matt. Is it so hard for you to say that black screens matter?
Yes, it is.
I mean, just admit that you care about black screens. That's all we want.
Yeah.
Why do you hate white screens so much?
No, it's just that white screens have been privileged all this time. I mean, look at my computer. Everything on my computer right now is a white screen with text flashed on it.
Have you taken it to Best Buy? The guys, the Geek Squad.
They're all white guys at the Geek Squad. Okay, they don't see anything wrong with my computer. They look at it and go like, "It's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's a white screen." But if I took it to the Bro Squad, if I took it to the Bro Squad, they'd be like, hey man, like what's wrong? You want a black screen? Get your black screen. I got a hookup. But I live way out in Trumpville. There is not a Bro Squad for I'd have to drive too far for a Bro Squad. It's not worth it.
All right, before we go to we're gonna keep this this day in history hanging just a little bit, just a little bit. Ben Carson. They're saying Ben Carson is the runner-up, the number one. He's got the catbird seat for Trump's vice president run. Any thoughts from you on CDI? Well, I'll be back in an hour. See you. Go ahead. No, you don't have no.
You want to go look at your Twitter while I do this? No. So,
What is on Twitter? Let me see.
I have great respect for his medical skill. I have no respect for him as a human being or as a politician. Or
what about as a brain doctor?
No, I do respect him for that. Although I don't think of him being a great brain doctor. Honestly, I think if a white man did the same thing he did, they would have just said par for the course. I think the biggest thing that Carson did. I mean, there was something that Carson just, like I said, when it comes to he did some things that people didn't want to do because they're like, wait a second, I'm not going to take any blame for this. And I think Carson believed that he was touched by God. And so he had this bizarre faith that no matter what he did, it was going to work out.
I didn't know about the touched by God thing.
Yeah, he had this reckless abandon, about him because he really thought he was touched by God and he was just touched.
Touched.
But it's
he's called touched.
Yeah, but the power but then that's the power of belief. You know what I'm saying? There are some things that you can do because of the power of belief. And if he wasn't a little bit psychotic, a little bit, he would not have been able to do those things as a surgeon because a regular doctor would have said, I am not risking this child's life to do this. It's risky. But Carson is thinking, I'm touched by God. I can do this. I'll do it. And that's it. And then if the kid dies, Carson would have just said, well, it was God's plan, and if it works, then it's like God's plan.
All right. Can I retort just a little bit?
No.
Retort.
No.
What was wrong with the first tort? What was wrong with the first tort? The first tort was just fine. Why you
you 1 point in there. I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of pushback. That's all. You can't take a little bit of pushback on your little points there.
What? Well, are you going to use lube?
the point I'm gonna push back on is you said he wasn't a great brain surgeon. Now there are two kinds of brain surgeons. There are great brain surgeons and complete failures. That's it. Because if you're operating on a brain and the guy lives, you're a great brain surgeon. If he doesn't live, and
I wouldn't necessarily say that, because like you could operate on a dude,
you know how
and
hard it
they're
is to
alive,
operate
but
on
they're just
brain.
a vegetable. Then that wasn't successful.
You're opening a skull and fucking with a guy's brain. If there's any way you get through that at all, and it's not totally fucked up and dead, you've done so.
You're surrounded by 19
Hannibal
assistants.
Lecter did it just fine.
Yeah, you're surrounded.
Hannibal Lecter did brain surgery on a guy that was awake.
It's always brain surgery is always on a guy that's awake.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, I can't think of a time when you don't want to do it, but yeah, it's you want the person awake.
Did I ever tell
part
you
of it's for
that,
documenting. Part of it's for document so they can map the brain, so when they touch it, they know what happens. And the other part is so that they know they put shit back. So just like when they put it back, it's like blink your eye.
Blink your eye.
Blink your eye.
This is kind of appropriate, I guess. I
blink twice if you're okay.
I think we got a wire cross.
I used to have an office right next to the top brain surgeon in the Northeast, and
he never helped you.
Very close with her. No, she couldn't. She was far crazier than all of us put together. But
no.
we used to slice up brains. She used to get giddy. I'd be doing the slicing, but she would get like, I think she had an orgasm over brains. But anyway, that's besides the point.
What?
Brain surgeons are all crazy, but she was a great brain surgeon. I mean, and we had many conversations about brain surgery. Now, I'm going to lunch today on a gay old guy date again. Right after the show with a guy whose wife is now got that position, the same position that I used to work alongside of, the chief of brain surgery in this hospital. So I'll pose them this question about brain surgeons. Are there gradations? Can you be a mediocre brain surgeon? I don't think you're either great or not. I think.
Well, I think it's like grading on the curve. It's like you have to hear this. Here's the deal. In order to be a brain surgeon, your grades have to be like so good anyway. So once you're a 4.0 or 4.5, okay, that's fine. You know, they're all going to be up there because they're brain surgeons. That's great. But what I'm saying is, but there is like top tier brain surgeons, and they know this because if you go into a hospital and you have a brain injury, and if you're rich, you'll go. If you're very rich, you'll go into the hospital and they'll say, "Is Dr. Rosenbaum here?" He's not. I'll wait. Because they know Rosenbaum is like the best brain surgeon at the hospital, but Rosenblatt has lost a few, but he's still a brain surgeon.
Anti-Semite bastard, you.
What is it? That's not.
Why Rosenbaum? Why not Joe Smith? The brain surgeon's always got to be a Jew.
No, just in that hospital.
Which hospital is that?
I'm not telling you.
Long Island Jewish.
You wouldn't be able to get in there because it's for rich people only. You can't get in that hospital. You're not rich enough.
I work there.
Then you know Rosenbaum. You know I'm telling the truth. So why you give me? Are you torting again? Is that what it's called? Torting again? Are you retorting?
Wow.
Are you
torting? I know that when nurses graduate in the bottom of their class, they go work at prison.
And I thought they worked at Hooters.
Oh, I can't say, but I know which nursing home all of those failed nurses are at. Believe me.
Right? Yeah. Or I can see a nursing home too. Yeah, like a rundown nursing home.
Places I go to, the difference in the degree of care and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I did want to mention that one that I worked at a couple of weeks ago, that seemed very plantation. Very plantation. I mean, it were all, well-to-do white women who have their brain, they're on their last legs. They're 90-year-old white people, and it's almost all women as the patients, and all the nurses, all the staff, everybody, young black girls are working around. It's like, this feels like I'm in like I don't know,
God.
on a plantation
really
in the kitchen, waiting for Aunt Jemima to bring me pancakes. Very, very weird that the way that way, and it's not that way in all of them, but in this one, it definitely.
No, because some of them, Aunt Jemima brings waffles. So yeah, it's.
No,
I don't think that's true. I don't think Aunt
isn't that
Jemima would ever bring
Mrs. Whatever what Butterworth, Mrs. Butterworth? Is it
No,
Butterworth?
she just does the syrup. She's like syrup. Well, actually, she has branched out, but it wasn't. It was a fiscal choice. It wasn't like.
Is that enough to get a racist reel out of that? Put a B, just in case.
B for Butterworth.
Are we going to do this today?
Yes, I was just leaving it hanging for a minute because we're building up suspense, getting people. They're masturbating, waiting for.
I have a lot.
And some people are trying to figure out which day it is. They're trying to figure out which day in history it is. They don't know because they're waiting for Matt to tell them.
Yeah, no wonder it was so confusing for people that you didn't give the date. We gave today in history, and they're like, we don't even know what day it is.
Don't you give the date when you start the
no.
Day?
No, he just says this day in history.
This day and then the year.
Yeah, so which means if you showed it on the wrong day, nobody would know.
Let me see if this is Lindsay first, checking in on me. No, it's not her. Where the frick is this guy? And she probably she's up until 2 o'clock in the morning doing all this booking stuff, and then she sleeps in when I need her at 9 o'clock to call this guy and say, get on the show. I mean, time is running out now. We can't talk about death, and I want to talk about death. All right, let's do this.
All right. So on this day, you're gonna like a lot of this. On this
Is
day
Gayle
is
King
19...
in it?
What?
Gayle King. On this day in history, Gayle King sexually assaulted a guy in the studio, live on television.
Verbally sexually assaulted.
All right, okay. I'm sorry. I interrupted everything. I'm terrible.
Syphilis?
All right. On this day in 1979, Pink Floyd releases The Wall, which sold 6 million copies in 2 weeks. One of my favorite albums, by the way. On this day in 1982, Michael Jackson released the Thriller album, which was the 6th studio album for him. It won Billboard's Album of the Year in 1983 and also won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year in 1984. Just to tell you, like, how amazing that album was, it won Album of the Year in the 2 subsequent years after that.
After it came out, it's Album of the Year, even though it came out 2 years ago.
Right. Well, I mean, it came out in the later part of the year, to be fair, as you can see.
82 to 84, there's no way getting around that. It's not from, even if it came out later.
Right.
If it came out in December of 82, it's still not really worthy of Album of the Year for 1984.
Well, they re-released it with additional lyrics. So it's a whole new album. Yeah, additional. Yeah.
The album is still the best-selling album of all time, selling over 70 million copies worldwide.
And most of them during Halloween because of Thriller.
Wait, let's fact check this. Okay, keep
go
going.
ahead,
Keep going.
Please do.
I forgot. Will, you've been talking.
I made sure to go and Google that specifically because I knew you probably.
Willie, you've been talking for more than 10 seconds, which means Matt has to go look at his other screen.
Yeah, no, that's true.
That's
okay.
Wait, who's been talking for what?
Go ahead, Willie. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, do you want me to move on, or are you
move on. You're right.
On this day in 1982, Gandhi, starring Ben Kingsley, premiered in New Delhi, and it won Best Picture in 1983. On this day,
why are they holding a movie premiere in New Delhi?
I mean, because
that's the best. They have the freshest
Gandhi.
You can get a sandwich with it.
Yes. Yeah, a new sandwich at the New Delhi.
They don't eat meat, right?
You know what? I was gonna get you guys hats for Christmas, but now I'm thinking maybe I'll get you guys a globe.
A sandwich would be good, but they don't eat meat, right? So it's like an all lettuce.
But you can have a meatless deli. You can have like a tofu deli.
That's gross. All right, I'm sorry. Where were we? We were talking about something else.
We were
On this
killing off
day-
Gandhi.
Wait, we
'cause
were on
that's how
Twitter. We were on
that's how
Twitter.
the
Weren't we
movie
on
ends.
Twitter? Yes.
Oh
Go
my
ahead.
God, Jesus!
That's how the movie
All right.
ends. It's like he goes,
Are we-
"Oh my!" He
I
goes,
have more.
"Oh my!"
Do you
Somebody
want
just
more
reached
or
out to
not?
me.
Wait, yes, we want more. Of course,
Yeah.
we want more.
We
We're,
want
we're,
more.
we're
Let's
waiting
talk
for
about it.
GD to shut up.
On this day, Ann Hodges of Silo, I can't say this. It's a weird ass town in Alabama. Some lady in Alabama is the first person in modern history to be struck by a meteorite. Amazingly, she was only bruised, which to me seems like a pretty big lie to tell to cover up your abusive partner.
First of all, see, wait a minute. Did you? I'm familiar with that story, and they're not telling the whole truth. Okay, she was not struck by a meteorite per se. They picked up a rock in the museum and threw it at her, and she was hit
You
with
know,
it. That's not
right.
being struck by a meteorite.
Right.
That's just being hit with a rock from a museum. It's no. I'm sorry. That's a lie.
Yeah,
It's a
no.
big lie.
It
I
has
did the
like,
same thing, and I did the same thing in 7th grade. I hit a kid in the head with a rock in the museum, and nobody said first black kid be hit with a meteorite in 1970. Nobody said that. No, I'm sorry. This whole Alabama 1982 thing. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie.
Oh, I forgot to put the year on there. I think it was 1958, though. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's a lie.
It was early. All right. Anyway, on this day in 1835, American author and humorist Mark Twain is born in Missouri. One of his memorable quotes is "Tragedy plus time equals comedy," and that, my friends, is why my life is a joke.
Aha. That's
Hey.
funny. There was no tragedy in the setup there because people don't know. So
no, there's plenty.
If you knew anything about comedy, you'd know the setup. Never mind.
Fuck this guy.
I'm just never gonna let that go. But
on this day, yeah, no, and you probably shouldn't.
Let's call him by his right name, okay?
What?
Shania.
Who are you talking about?
Shania Twain.
Mark Twain.
Mark Shania
Twain. Shania, get out of here. This guy.
I mean,
did you see my post from Thanksgiving when because Dolly Parton did the halftime show at the Dallas Cowboy game, and she looked amazing. Admittedly, she looked absolutely amazing. But
where were you? Matt and I discussed that. Matt and I discussed that for like a half an hour. Where were you?
Yeah,
he was here, wasn't he?
When Shania Twain first came onto the country music scene, Dolly Parton really put her to task because she was the first country artist to show her midriff during a music video. And so Dolly Parton really spoke out against her. And so I made a post. I had a picture of Dolly in her beautiful outfit looking gorgeous. And I said, the moment when Shania Twain broke her television.
Okay, now see again, this is inaccurate history. She was the first female country artist to show her midriff. True. Johnny Cash was the first country artist to show his midriff, but he did that in Folsom Prison.
I mean, that's probably true.
I would think it would be some big fat guy and I can't think of any. But there have been
couldn't cover.
It just would pop out every once.
But first it was Johnny Cash, and he did it. But Fat Elvis did it later. Elvis did it later.
There was some, and I don't remember any of their fucking names right now, but like totally blimp pork type dudes who in country music. Porky.
Fat Elvis.
I mean, they make Fat Elvis look small. These guys were that fucking big. I mean, you know,
he probably had a name like Slim something. Slim Pickens.
Yeah, something like that. But there's lots of them, and I can't remember the name of any one of them, but I'm sure they had belly buttons sticking out because the shirt would just pop up, and they'd be wearing those white T-shirts with stains all over it, and the belly button would pop out. Now, Shania Twain was a fucking smoking hottie, but...
Oh my goodness, she was
right. But this is
still pretty hot. Honestly, I've seen.
I gotta see her what she looks like now.
Yeah, she's not bad.
Really insecure about her body. She had like real body insecurity. Like, you know what? That always baffles me when you see like a smoking hot woman who is like really self-conscious about and doesn't, So that surprises me that she was, but I do remember that she did show some.
In my opinion, it generally
midriff.
means that they had some mentally abusive people in their life that were telling them the opposite,
Right.
and rather
But
than
you don't
being able
believe
to
your
look
own
in the
eyes.
mirror
You
and
don't look
see.
in the mirror and say, "Damn, I'm fucking hot. I do me."
No, like listen, like okay, dude, I remember all the way back in second grade, I had a teacher that she showed me everyone's test, right? And which
Testicles?
I'm pretty sure she wasn't supposed to
Wait,
see.
she did what
And
to testicles?
the
She
thing that
told
she was
everybody,
trying to
yes.
show me was that I had scored the highest out of everybody in the class. And what she was trying to tell me was that I was smart, but a lot of people told me that I was dumb and that I was stupid and that I was never going to be anything. And unfortunately, that's the stuff that I attached myself to, and that's the self, you know, because even though they're outside voices, it becomes your own self talk when
All
you
right.
hear that kind of shit over and over and over.
If I
You know, and
can,
it
just
becomes
to for the audience, GD and I were not there calling him dumb at that time, so don't blame it
no,
on me.
No,
no.
we
You're
would
just
have.
the
We would
reason I
have.
did
We
it was
would
because
have
Yeah, we
definitely.
would have, but we were
If,
not.
in
Yeah,
fact, if I had a time machine, I would go back right now and just
yeah,
reinforce. No, don't
yeah,
listen
we
to
would
her.
have done it.
You're
Just,
not
but
smart. Don't listen to her.
right,
You're dumb.
we
You're
would
dumb.
have,
no,
but we were not part of that, so we can't take credit for
right,
the way he turned out.
right.
We can't.
Right.
I have one more. I have one more.
Okay, one
Okay.
more.
All right. On this day in 1937, director Ridley Scott is born in South Shields, England. Scott, who is now 86, he's still kicking, has
Did-
directed a host of some of our favorite films, including Alien, Blade Runner, Top Gun, Thelma and Louise, Gladiator, Black Hawk Down, American Gangster, and most recently, Napoleon,
right,
starring Joaquin Phoenix.
right. Now, how old is he?
Also,
80 what?
86.
So he's just young enough to be president.
Right, about that, yeah.
He can't be
It's
president. You should
also
know
Bo
that.
Jackson turned 61 today, and The Big Bang Theory's Kaylee Kuko turned
Wow,
38.
Bono's old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
61.
mean his book came out when I was in middle school, so
Wow, I feel old now.
that's today in history.
Yeah, well, I should play because I just love to hear Willie go today in history.
I forgot that was even my voice that does that.
Today in history.
Now, to be fair, to be totally fair, I did use the pitch shifter and pitch
Right.
down
Right.
ahead. Yep.
Yeah, I forgot that was even me.
Yeah, I did want to talk about death. I'm so disappointed that we're not getting to talk about death.
Right.
Oh, we can. Ian asked about something and I forgot. Something about.
Well, let's go to Twitter then.
Yeah, go to Twitter.
What?
Okay, I remember now. I don't want to say it now. Never mind.
Why don't you want to say it?
No,
I'm going to go back and look.
because it's longer than 20 seconds.
We want death talk, he said.
Yeah,
Death
yeah,
talk.
and it's not actually death talk. It's actually what I was thinking. It's not really death talk. It's more avoiding death talk.
Well,
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
avoiding.
Bro,
death.
I've been up since I'm trying to avoid that. I was up at 4:30 this morning. I got a good workout in. I went for a jog.
Good workout. Good
Yeah.
workout. You got a gym in the house?
No, I mean I push-ups and squats and just regular body stuff.
Have you ever hallucinated getting out of bed only to find out later that you're still asleep?
And you peed your bed.
Have you ever had that hallucination and without the well, I'm glad he made you laugh. I mean, that's probably the first time GD's ever heard anybody laugh at one of his jokes. Have you ever hallucinated getting
Frankly, I
out?
don't know anything about comedy, so
No.
I'm learning.
Oh my
How would
God.
you? Yeah. I could send you a book on it. Steve Allen.
Is it written by Willie? Is written by Willie Conway?
No, hey, we should co-write a book called "If You Know Anything About Comedy." That'd be great.
Yeah, get
why?
on it.
Why would I unfinish a book with you when I'm unfinishing books with myself? You know, I can unfinish a book by myself.
Your Honor, there's a question on the floor, and the witnesses are avoiding the question. Please direct the witnesses to answer the question. Have you ever hallucinated getting out of bed only to find out later that you're still asleep?
I don't know if I'd say hallucinate. I don't think so.
Now, does being in a coma count?
No, it does not count.
Okay, then I can't. Okay, because my experience was I was in a coma and I didn't know it.
Neuroscience expert Rain, with Rain, I don't know who Rain is, Ken Kawada, sat down to discuss brain tricks people having hallucinations while asleep. Hypnagogic hallucinations. Hypnagogic.
Is that
sounds like a made-up word?
That means using Google in your sleep.
It comes with narcolepsy, I guess, a chronic sleep disorder character. We know what narcolepsy is. Where you have night terrors, that sleep paralysis and all that kind of stuff, and you just feel like you're totally paralyzed in your sleep. Those kind of hallucinations, and what causes them. Now, some people are saying you get possessed by demons.
Now that was my teacher's explanation for them, but I didn't call them hallucinations, which is why I didn't answer the question. I mean, I was asleep, but I didn't call them hallucinations because I don't know. Hallucinations implies that it's a trick of the mind, and I wasn't convinced either way, so I can't say hallucination.
I had it. I think the other night. I just had this thing where I woke up screaming and nobody was paying attention because there was nobody in the house.
Oh, I thought you said because I was doing the show.
Yeah, I just thinking about doing the show the next day. I wake up screaming, scared out of my mind.
That was like during the Sunday show. No, you were screaming in the background, but nobody's paying attention because no one was watching.
Now, this guy might want to reschedule today, and I'm probably going to say, well, let's do it after death.
In the afterlife. Yeah. It's a shame. See, I have all these questions about his work versus Kubler-Ross, the repeatable experiences and stuff like that, and
so then it's imperative that I do get him back on, so that your work that I advised you not to do is not wasted.
Well, like I said, I don't do it for you. I do it for me.
Well, you do it because you're afraid of just letting it because you want it to be an interview. First of all, it's not an interview; it's a conversation. Let's keep that in mind. But you want to sound educated about it, and I think you have to give up that fear of wanting to sound educated about it and come in not afraid to sound like a complete idiot. This is my philosophy on life.
I don't have a problem with sounding like a complete idiot. I have a problem with sounding like a complete idiot who doesn't know what he's talking about.
No.
Listen. If you can't enjoy sounding like a guy with a paper asshole, like you're missing out on the spice of life.
I'm telling you, it would be better for everybody if you come in like a guy who just walked in off the street and didn't even know what the fucking conversation was going to be about.
But we have two of you on the show like that already. Why can't I be a balancing act? Why can't there be like a balancing act? Why does everybody have to be not knowing what the hell is going on?
Because then it becomes an interview, and I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're being interviewed on this show. And I say that even in the address. This is not going to be an interview. It's going to be a conversation. We're just talking. We're not an interview. We're not like. It's not like I am the interviewer and you are the interviewee. It's like we met in a bar. Hey, Doc, what do you do? Oh, that's what you do? Now, it's enough to say, well, we know we're going to talk about death and afterlife and all that kind of stuff, or what happens after you die. But I don't want to know what his book said. And I used to do that. I used to read the fucking books before they came on. And I was like overwhelmed, like trying to keep up with reading books all day.
Oh, yeah, I don't do that. No, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I work on the premises and stuff like that. I don't
But so the bottom line here is now I need to kind of reschedule this guy just so that your whatever homework you did is not in vain.
No, because I'll just throw it away, and if he comes back on, I'll do it again.
You do it again. And then what happens when he stiffs
this
again?
This conversation has really been lost.
And what happens when he stiffs you again? Like, there's a good chance this guest, you've already done the homework on him. Now he could, the one coming up in the next 15 minutes or 10 minutes or so.
Love guy.
Yeah, the love guy.
Is that
now
Paul
if he doesn't
Zolman?
show up, Paul Zolman.
Okay, because I forgot, I didn't look that up.
Yeah,
oh, he's gonna research him quick.
No, I'm just gonna write it down so I remember his name, Paul Zolman.
Now I have a feeling Willie's going to be down with this whole love languages thing.
I mean, yeah, no, I like love languages. I think love languages are a thing.
What's your love language? What are the 5 love languages? Well, we'll ask him, but do you know what yours? Yeah.
Okay, I can't do. Honestly, I don't even know if I know all 5 anymore because it's been years and years since I read the book. But I would say, words of encouragement are definitely a love language to me. That's something that's I definitely kind of need. And time. When people spend time with me, like I appreciate that immensely.
Right. Ian says I should take my own advice. Would you have had that guy on with the Joe Biden song you didn't like? It wasn't about Joe Biden. The song was about Joe Biden, but that wasn't what I didn't like about the song. I wanted to see. You're right. I probably would have had that guy on. Probably would have been a pretty good show, though. I'm not saying don't know anything about it. I mean, obviously we know this guy was going to be talking about afterlife, and this guy was going to be the guy you're talking about, the Joe Biden song, just Go Joe or something like that. Go Now Joe, whatever the song was. I just wanted to know what genre the song was in, but it immediately came up with the lyrics on top of it, and I was like, oh, this is that. And so, but yeah, you're right. I would have probably had him on, but it probably would have been a good show because and I think you were the one who pointed out, Ian, that I would have had a major yelling match with the guy, and then that would have been good for ratings.
Go ahead.
Just the attention over the fight of it.
Yeah. I think Ian's definitely probably right here. Like that's probably my secondary love language is money and cigarettes.
I don't think that. I don't think that's
money
one
and
of
make sure
them.
I can have cigarettes.
Well, gifts. That would be gifts. That would come under gifts.
Well, and this is because I don't know anything about real. I mean, I know my wife has thrown this shit at me in arguments about how I don't speak her love language, but beyond that, I mean, I've heard the term used, but I don't know. And I believe there are 5 of them. 5.
There are 5. Yeah,
but I don't know what they are, and I don't think. But I don't think cigarettes and money.
No, gifts is one. So gifts, I mean, money can count.
Gifts is a love language. So basically, what a fucking scam that is. The only way you can prove you love me is by constantly giving me gifts. Is that what?
Okay, but also like so. I think in terms of the gift love language, it's not so much about like the cost of those or whatever. But like my wife is her gifts is one of her love languages for sure, because I could get my wife, even if I picked her a flower on my walk, like if I was walking to, go have lunch at the restaurant she works at or whatever, and I picked a flower along the way and gave that to her when I walked in, that would matter immensely to her.
Kelly's in love with the right hand, by the way. She's totally in love with her right hand.
Now, it's funny. My wife and I were discussing this morning, and because I told her, she says, are you going to have time to research the people that were, because she looked at the clock, and I said, well, the first guy I don't really have to research because it's about the after death, and I've studied that kind of crap already. And then the other one is the love language guy. I don't really have to prepare for him because we already did that. And so we were talking about love languages, and my wife immediately goes, says, well, what about body language? Because that's not any of the 5, and we're just trying to see if body, because that's, you could actually, somebody starts talking and you do this.
Right. But that's a form of communication.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not a word.
Could mean you're cold.
I'm just saying, but you could do this, and that
could mean your armpits are itchy and you don't want people seeing you scratch them.
That's true. That's true. But it's still body language, and you could, yeah.
No. You might not be trying to communicate anything. You might be trying to not communicate that I'm scratching my armpits.
But
so
you
it's a
do
form
that
of
like
anti-communication.
But you can do that like this. Nobody can tell I'm scratching my armpits if I do this.
Wow.
That's a real. Hold on, that's a real right there.
Oh my God.
If your radio sounds retarded in the morning, am I allowed to say retarded? Yes, I am. But,
yeah, it's a musical term.
No, that's with an I. Retard.
Retardie?
Retard, not retard.
So,
go
ahead.
I'm just this idea of now. I guess we should wait until he gets here to kind of nail down what these 5 languages supposedly are, because I don't think. I mean, Kelly said acts of service.
Right.
Yeah, service is one. Yep, acts of service.
Physical touch, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation.
Oh, you read them out already? You've done your research on this?
2 days ago.
Oh, okay. So now, does that mean acts of service? Like you got to be a fucking
animal? You need to wear a vest when you do that. Acts of service. You have to wear a little animal vest when you do that.
No, servant is the word I was looking for, not animal.
Well,
but like
you know
all
what
the
I
time.
think? I think more so it means that, like, one of the things that I appreciate about my wife a lot is that she
hasn't killed you yet.
Like, well, that too. Although she told me a couple of weeks ago, like maybe about a week or so before I left on this trip, that I would snore real bad, like the night before or whatever. And she was telling me how she thought about smothering me with a pillow.
John Wesley Harding. You married John Wesley Harding. John Wesley.
I was like, these are not things I feel you should tell me. Like you need to talk to your friend about that, because when you tell me that, it makes me really fucking nervous to sleep in my goddamn bed. You know what I mean? Like, geez. Like,
see, and it shouldn't make you nervous to sleep. It should just make you nervous to snore.
Okay.
Apparently she doesn't have a problem with you sleeping. She has a problem with you snoring. Right. So don't snore, and she won't smother you.
That was the chief complaint.
Yeah, so don't snore. She won't smother you. Problem solved. That's her love language. Feathered pillows.
Yeah. But no, like I think acts of service is more so like doing things that are beneficial to your partner without having to be asked. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
Like stop snoring.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, maybe if I went out and bought some Breathe Right strips or something to help me, or like some mouthpiece or something that would help me. Yeah, she'd probably really appreciate that. Oh my God, he doesn't snore anymore. She'd probably really like that. So it's not gonna happen though.
How long do I give this guy before I just give up on this? We hang up on this show and say this is another failed show. We actually has 3 more minutes, right? 2 more minutes.
I was gonna say it's not even quarter after yet.
But he's already not shown up once.
Well, tardiness
you would think if that was the case, you'd show up a couple minutes early just to be ready.
Well,
right?
Tardiness is his love language.
Tardiness is his love language.
Yeah.
Tardiness.
Now, what did you guys do? We can kind of get off the subject until he gets here. What did you guys do to Carl? You ruined Carl.
What do you mean?
You ruined Carl.
Is he not coming?
Have you seen Carl popping in lately? No. And Robert Taylor. You guys ruined it for Carl and Robert Taylor. They both like put off that they don't get a word in edgewise because you two guys are here. That's my theory. You should throw your love language is making space for Carl and Robert Taylor.
Willie, I don't buy that. I don't get that, Willie. It almost sounds like first of all, who's Carl and Robert? I don't even know who they are.
Listen, Carl is a treasure. You cannot act like that.
Carl is a
I
national
love Carl, man.
treasure. Here we go back.
Carl is my favorite man, really. I mean,
who were the other national treasures the other day?
I don't know.
But now Carl.
Well, hey, listen though. But see, Carl is a national treasure, but for England because he's over there. He's not an American national treasure. He's
And I'm constantly deferring to Carl when I realize that sometimes Carl sits there and is not saying anything, so I will defer and throw things to Carl so that he can interact. Now, Robert, I don't know who that is, so but I'm pretty sure I would do the same thing for Robert. Is that the guy
you never seen Robert Taylor on the show? Thank you for your service, Robert Taylor.
That guy. Okay.
He was on every Thursday for a couple of months, and then when you guys started coming on, he stepped back. He's been saying he's been going to come back on. Like he said, I asked him what was going on. He said he was really busy.
Okay, then let's take him at his word that he's really busy or he's a coward.
Really busy trying to find a space to fit in between Willie and GD is what he meant.
Okay. If he loses weight, he can fit right in this space right here. There's space right there. He's trying to hog up by taking 16-9. He should just be happy with 1 by 1.
Could we do something like this? Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
That's on you, Matt. That's not on us. That's on you.
Nothing's on me.
You control the horizontal. You control the vertical. You control. Yeah.
This is much better.
Much better. You get to see my shiny armpit.
Wait, how about that? This is fucking weird the way this is. Oh, and you can draw. You can draw your own little makeup. Oh wait, what was that one?
Hey, no, that was cool. I like that. That's kind of cool.
Except for when you get a fourth person, then we're all really squished in, and then we can touch it. Then we're touching.
This would be good for reels because they're already like formatted in like real format. So if you guys could say, Willie, say something stupid.
Anything. Just open your mouth
and
let it flow.
Just talk. Just be my,
open your mouth and let it flow.
All
right, say something sexy.
What?
Willie.
Gail King sucks. Never mind.
Willie.
You got
I'm really dude. It annoys me so bad. It really does.
What? Gail King?
Yeah, dude. The double standard of that bullshit. It's fucking horse shit, bro. Like,
make up your mind.
Wait a minute.
Is it bullshit or horseshit?
Or is horseshit? Right.
Yeah, because they have similar diets, but
not even really. Horses eat hay, cows eat grass, bulls eat grass.
That's why I said similar because horses will eat some of the grasses down there, and if you give a cow hay, he'll eat the hay.
All right.
I like gay horses because they eat hay.
I like this.
No.
This format is much better. Much better.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that. I mean, because you're the main guy. It's your show, man. I like this little setup.
Plus, I'm the most handsome out of all of us.
I mean, that's probably true.
I won't argue with you.
I wish I could grow a legitimate mustache like that. When I grow facial hair,
it's 17 minutes after. I'm gonna write this guy a nasty email. You guys want to help me compose this nasty email?
Sure.
What should I say? So
I don't know what language you speak, but this sure don't feel like love.
Now, should I say like I'm gonna burn your house down and all that kind of stuff that I said to Sam?
Does he say what religion he is? Because I say we attack his faith. I say we just go all out assault on his faith.
Oh my god.
Well, maybe he caught wind of me saying that his game. He's got a roll of dice type of game about the 5 languages or whatever the love languages are. And I the other day, if you recall, I did kind of suggest that felt kind of scammy.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I played a dice rolling game that has to do with love languages. Like one dice is all full of actions, and then the other dice is all full of body parts. Like lick, nipple, suck, ear, all that kind of stuff, Yeah. Those are
so you get 6 actions and 6 body parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was growing up, there was a
lick, blow, suck, and then I can't remember the other ones. It's been a while since I played it.
When we were growing up, there was a board game called Bumps and Grinds.
Nice.
I don't remember. I don't remember much about it other than it was called Bumps and Grinds, and it was like all adult. You know, it was for adults.
That's probably the game that R. Kelly wrote his song about that he was playing with all the teenage girls after his shows. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. All right.
So yeah, I just said no show again. I mean, so man, 2 in one show. I think this is the first. I think this is the first time I have 2 no shows in one show.
I promise you, Jerry will be here tomorrow.
Did I mention Greg Warren on Tuesday? Greg Warren, who's got a special out called The Salesman on, I think it's on Netflix.
Right.
Very funny stand-up comedian, very clean. So you guys got to be on your best behavior on Tuesday.
I'm always on my best behavior.
Unfortunately, me too. This is as good as it gets.
Yeah. I can't get better.
Okay, so act like I'm pretend like I'm at church. Is that what you're telling me?
Try not to talk about your dick so much.
I mean, that's what I do at church. I try not to talk about my dick so much. I try not to take the Lord's name in vain. I do occasionally let an F word slip out.
Yeah, what is his name?
The Lord's name?
Yeah.
How can you? What is his name?
Herman?
No, I am.
But that's not.
I mean, if you really want to get down to it,
but that's not his name. That's just what he says.
His initials. I am.
That's not his name. That's just what he says. He says, "Say that." You know, that'll be like you're in witness protection. They said, "So, what are you in here for?" And they go like, "Well, let's say that." Say that. So that's not the name.
This really sucks, man. Really sucks. You know what really sucks about it?
Huh.
You're stuck with us?
No, I have to do it.
That's the part he likes.
I've committed to do. Yeah, I've committed to do the 2 hours for
PBMTV.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't bail early when shit like this happens.
Well, you can and just leave it to just trust that Willie and I will land the plane. Which you'll be like,
if I could trust you guys to end the show right, like push the right buttons to end the show, I would just leave. I would.
We just keep pushing B, right? That's.
Well, no. So I see an end on my thing, and then like when
end stream. Yeah, there's 2 buttons. Don't push them now.
No, but I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find the. How do I get?
The music thing? Turn on your radio?
No, don't do that.
Oh, by the way, when are you going back to New Mexico? Because last night I was going to send the laptop there.
No, you can send it. I'm going to leave for New Mexico. I'm going to go back to New Mexico on the 13th.
Now, do you have Ethernet there? Like a cable modem you can plug directly into?
I'm pretty sure the box has, like our internet box has like I'll need a cord or whatever.
That's this is my concern, because most of the laptops I'm looking at don't even have Ethernet adapters anymore. They're all Wi-Fi. But I'm thinking if your Wi-Fi is a big part of the problem, doesn't matter if you're on a phone or a laptop. It's still going to be the same.
Well, no, I would disagree with that, because I think some of the problems that I have because of my phone is because my storage is so full.
Oh no, definitely, especially the RFQ thing that you got going on there.
Well, because it tells me all the time that because my storage is full, that not all functions will work properly, and I think that that's kind of part of it.
You're dysfunctional.
Find a 6-year-old
because
child.
Willie,
find a 6-year-old child. Have them move your information from your phone device to your storage device. Okay.
Yeah.
And then all the shit you don't need, have put on a thumb drive so that you still have it, but you don't. But shit you don't use. Like maybe like once you have like your 900th song on your phone that you don't listen to. Put it in storage, so if you need it, you can always get it back. But find a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old child.
I do need, because I asked my son, he's 22, but he didn't like.
He's too old.
I think
way too old.
Way too old. No, you need to find way too old. You need someone who would who if they got arrested with like 12 pounds of coke, the police will let him go because he's too young. No. That's how young you need them.
No, I'm sorry, because I was watching Twitter and wasn't listening to him when he said, "When are you going to be back in New Mexico?"
December 13th.
I'm going to leave South Dakota on December 13th to go back.
I'm sorry, I was watching Twitter again. When? No, so so you're going to leave South Dakota on the 13th. You'll be back probably by the 15th.
How are you getting back? Are you hitchhiking? Driving?
No, I'm going to take a bus.
Okay.
Now, why can't we get some cool bus footage? Can you get some people like picking their nose on the bus? Somebody, and just
what? Honestly, okay. So I didn't record anything, but there was a woman like openly breastfeeding on the fucking bus when I was on my way here. And
was it a child, an animal, and another adult?
No, it was a mother and her child, and then like her.
No, that's everywhere. No, that's like dog bites man. No, we want to see maybe if she was breastfeeding the bus driver.
But it was really, dude, it was really funny when like she fell asleep. Like she fell asleep feeding her baby, and then like the baby was off to the side of, and her boobs just bouncing around like fucking crazy. Fucking ridiculous.
That's what I'm talking about, man. This is morning radio stuff.
But I did but honestly, I did think about recording that, but I was like, I don't even know if that's legal.
No, it's not legal. But that's okay. You're the one who's going to go to jail. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, well, I'm trying not to do that anymore. Ever.
See, but if you had your press credentials, you could do it to say this is for a news story.
Right. We got to get press
about how unsafe it is to have unsecured breasts on a bus.
Right. I figured you would want to wait till January so that we didn't have to prorate for the end of the year or whatever.
I think I'm not sure, but I think press credentials vary state to state. I'm not sure about that.
You mean like sobriety?
I don't know. The one that I sent you is a national one. The info I sent you was for national press credentials.
Wow. All right. Well, I got to look at
nation?
It. Now, do I need to? Can I apply for it with your stuff and apply for it and pay? Like if you send me your info.
Yeah, I would think
picture
so.
And all
because like it'd be like the corporate, it'd be like Mind Dog TV getting it for its, representative.
All right, I'll see if we can expedite that. But now here's the other thing. So I'm going to send this this laptop now. It's going to need. I'm thinking probably not get crazy with like an interface that you can plug microphones into like this. I mean, because that's going to complicate things. I'm thinking just a Blue Yeti. A Blue Yeti would be just a USB. You can handle a USB port going in, and then the microphones go. The headphones get plugged into the microphone, right?
First of all, we haven't even established that Yetis exist no matter what color. I mean, they're like Yetis and Bigfoot and Sasquatches. They're all the same. We haven't established that they exist. So why would you even try to send them something like that?
GD, do me a favor, because I'm not there. Smack yourself in the face.
I'll slap myself in the head.
All right, thank you.
I'm so glad you don't tell me to do that stuff because I'd probably hit myself too hard.
I am really pissed. I don't know if you could tell. Can you tell from there that I'm really pissed?
No. Willie, I think you should give Matt your address. Make sure Matt has your correct address.
I have the address.
Make sure, Willie, he has the correct.
I don't want him giving it out on the air because Kelly will show up at his house.
I don't think she'd do that. I really don't.
Okay, mainly
because my wife is there and she doesn't want that smoke, man.
I say we find out. The only way we're going to find out if we put the address out there.
Her love language is showing up at people's houses.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so I don't know. I'm still waiting for this guy to get back. Nobody's getting back to me, which is really annoying. Both these guests. I mean, you book and the second guy especially, because on Tuesday I said, "What happened?" "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. My sincere apologies. Can we reschedule?" "Yeah, how about Thursday?" "Great. I'll definitely show up then. Thanks so much." And then he doesn't show up the second time.
Kelly already has your address, Willie.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's true. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. That's
As a
true.
return
I did
address
put
on
a return
the
address on the hoodie ad center. That's right.
and the non-toxic butt plugs.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not pissing off the witch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't either. This is a bad idea. Like,
I don't know. Maybe I should sick you guys on these people when they don't show up. Like, have them
I don't have
deal.
a problem. I don't have a problem with it. I'll say whatever message you want conveyed. Just tell me how toxic you want it to be, and I can do it.
Well, I just want you to go on and like. I would like Willie to actually talk to him. Just tell him about that time when he was a kid and the dog bit him or something, and just take up 2 hours of his time.
10-minute fucking story.
Waste 2 hours of his day, and then he'll know exactly how it feels to be sitting here waiting for a point.
Are my stories a waste of time? I feel like they're not entertaining. I feel like they're entertaining.
No, they're entertaining, but
pointless. Things can be pointless and entertaining.
Right. That's for sure. Sure. I remember, what was it, like a week or so ago, where I went on and on and on and on. And that was like,
Matt,
don't you have something
to Google or Twitterify?
I'm on there right now. What are you talking about?
Go ahead, Willie.
Oh
yeah.
man.
I
get it.
Remember once upon a time, like last week, when when I was telling a long story and you just went on Twitter. Oh, look at this. Black Friday sale. Black Friday sale still going on. It's a Thursday after Black Friday.
Yeah, it's nothing sacred. It's nothing sacred anymore.
No.
They have to commercialize everything. They've commercialized everything. They've even commercialized Black Friday. That's terrible. That's so it's awful. Next thing you know, they're going to commercialize like Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday. They're just.
Don't forget about Giving Tuesday.
Yeah, they're going to just start trying to make money off of everything. It's going to be like nothing's going to be sacred.
Right.
I'd like to, for Giving Tuesday, I was really hoping that people would give to my favorite nonprofit, which is
Willie.
Yeah, because I haven't made a profit in the last couple of years. So I mean, hey.
I have been involuntarily running a nonprofit for several years now. So GD Funny LLC has been a nonprofit, but not by choice.
Right, exactly. Conway Comedy was not set up to be a nonprofit, but it's sure turning out that way, guys.
Yeah.
I had a legitimate C403 nonprofit for like 2 years, and basically I was the most hated man in show business at the time. So I gave it to other people to run, and they then ended up making it a scam. So I shut it down. But it was for Long Island's Music Support Network, which was something that was legitimate. That I was trying to legitimately do for the better of the musician community here, and it ended up. So the lesson there is no good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah, that's probably why my comedians local 420 union will never get off the ground.
Right.
Just so you know, so South Dakota did just recently pass some stuff so that you can get insurance and stuff like that if you're a small, like an independent, like self-employed, whatever.
Yeah.
So like independent artists and stuff like that can finally get insurance.
Mike Chavot is putting you guys down. He's doing. He basically called you. He basically is Tom Segura and you guys, calling you pores. He said the only thing funny about these two guys is they're both broke ass comics. That's hilarious. Actually, if you want to know the truth, that is the rule, not the exception.
To be on the show.
Well, almost every comedian, even the famous comedians, end up broke. Right. Or I've known plenty who you would think, wow, your headline now, he's fucking going home, like he needs a ride home because he can't afford a fucking Uber.
Michael, we're either going to be broke ass or broken spirit, or both. So it's
well, and I'm rich in spirit, so I mean, I don't feel.
No,
you
not
know, I know
broke in spirit.
monetarily,
Broken, like
yeah.
damaged. Broken.
Oh, I was going to play Broken today too. I don't know why I wanted to play Broken, one of my songs. But it's funny, comedy, it takes 20 years to get paid, actually get your
Right.
first real big payday.
Yeah.
And then
I know it's
that only
coming.
that only lasts a short time, and then you're back on the trash heap of life again.
Well, yeah, but you gotta be, when you do get that money, you gotta be smart with it. Like I mean, believe me, there's gonna be some squirrel holes immediately for that money. Like like and you know, and I, you know, a matter of fact, and this is something that I'll go ahead and say right here on the podcast. I've said it to my wife and a number of my friends. I have 2024 is going to be the first year where I make six figures. I'm claiming it now. It's going to happen.
Six
I'm making six figures also, but
Yep.
I don't know
I'm
how
gonna-
many
I'm gonna
choices
pull
I'm
in
gonna carry
six
out the
figures
business.
this year, and I fucking
those
know it.
figures are
Yeah.
like chubby, slim, full
Yeah,
busted.
I'm
Yeah.
going to make six
Right.
figures also. That's because I'm carrying the decimal place out 4 places.
Right.
Well, you know, but there
I
are
believe it.
poor people in all areas of the arts, but I think comedy definitely. So I do think poor comedians, people who are struggling to make money in comedy, are the rule, not the exception. I mean, if you look
Sure.
at the overwhelming numbers of people,
Oh yeah.
the thing
And
with the
I mean,
Barry Katz
what
thing,
I don't understand is the huge disparity between the two. Like, I don't understand how there's just really not a fucking middle ground to it at all.
but I think it comes back, and I hate to be a fucking broken record, but I am a broken record. So I guess you should just accept what you are. I'm coming out as a proud broken record. Embrace me for my broken recordness.
I do. We love you for it.
It's because you said comedians back in the day, and here I go using that in the 70s and 80s when comedy clubs were becoming a thing. Because before then, they were not a thing.
Right.
Comedians accepted. Oh, we don't deserve to get paid. You know, we work for nothing. We will. Even when I was starting out in music, nobody worked for nothing. We got the door. We insisted on at least the door. Now the door sometimes could end up being $20 or something. 4 people paid $5 at the door, but it was something. We never accepted nothing as payment, but comedians often accepted nothing as payment, and then the club owners got used to that. And now, wait, you can't just say you've been accepting nothing for 10 years. All of a sudden, you want to get paid.
That's why
I got a line of people.
That's why I call myself a humorist and not a comedian, because I wanted to get paid. I thought humorists got paid and comedians didn't. But
and that was the first time you got a laugh from a club owner who said.
So I think it's branding. I think if we find the comedic term equivalent to thespian, we get paid.
It's a tough road to say, because there's always going to be somebody who isn't on board with okay, we all got to make a stand together and refuse to get to be taken advantage of.
You can't get that level of unity. You can't get the level of unity required to make it different.
That's because we have house comedians and field comedians. And the house comedians have it easy. They don't care about us field comedians. You know, those comedians of us are out like picking cotton in the field. We know what it's like. But those house comedians, you know, they're nice and comfy, and they don't care about us field comedians.
Right. Yeah. And you know, this whole fucking idea about changing the paradigm, it's not going to happen. I don't think it's ever going to happen. So how you personally overcome that reluctance of club owners? Listen, I got a bum out on the street waiting to do 5 minutes here. Why should I? You have to basically sell yourself on. They're not going to be funny. People are going to walk out. They're not going to come back. You're going to get a bad experience. Your club is going to get a bad reputation. I don't know. And I mentioned this plenty of times already, Mr. Broken Record, that there is a bad experience a bad experience in the minds of people over 40 about the comedy club experience in general. So you hear comedy club, I'm not going to go there because I know people are going to suck there. So club owners are experienced in that, but you just have to sell it in some way. I don't know how you sell that, but look at you had a bunch of fucking freeloaders on here, free performers on here last week. Did people come back in and or people coming back in? No, they're not coming back here because you keep undercutting. You putting out shitty product, and why would people come back to your facility? Now with the Barry Katz thing, I did want to bring that up. Most of the comedians, and they're all struggling. I didn't see anybody under 50, and I would I would venture to guess that some of them are over 70, and they're still starting out. It's like and enrolling in the blueprint for success by default. I think that means you got big dreams. You know what I mean? And
I mean, kind of, yeah.
But I think part of that is when you're older, when you get to a point when you get old enough, you start to search for answers, and when you're younger, you have all the answers, so you don't care what Barry Katz has to say. Is that Barry Katz?
Barry Katz, yeah.
Yeah, of course I could be. I have no idea because I didn't watch it. I have no idea.
No, but
did you see the person who won the monthly contest or whatever?
Kim Wadsworth, yeah,
who's been on the show.
Yeah, and she was like you on the call.
What do you mean she was like me?
She was like you on the call. First she was muted, then she was hearing stuff delayed, then she had to drop off, get back on, then she was getting she went through the 5 stages of willingness.
it's like the 5 stages of grief, 5 stages of death. It's like
before she could connect, she had to go through 5 stages of willingness. But she was the youngest person in the room that night. I don't know. Maybe I was the youngest person. I don't know. I think she's probably younger than me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's younger.
But all the other comics, it just seemed weird because it would seem that a course designed for success in show business, it's a young man's game and a young woman's game, not an old person. And there's nothing wrong with old people like GD going out just because he knows he's going to be in a nursing home soon, and he wants to feel like he's somebody, even though he's a nobody. And I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you, but somebody like
some other guy named GD.
Somebody like you.
You know, I wonder if I think it's Robert De Niro that
pulled his balls out at the speech last week.
No. They made a movie about an old comic, like
old
guy.
He was the Rupert Pupkin. That was with Jerry Lewis. Robert De Niro made the movie with Jerry Lewis. What was it called? Ian knows. I forget.
Yeah, but this is the more recent one.
Oh,
this is like in the last couple of years, and I forget who the other guy is that's in it. He's a character actor, plays a lot of great movies.
Samuel Jackson.
The gist of it is they're in this old folks home, and they realize, oh hey, you're the comedian that I like managed for a minute, but then he didn't like do comedy. I wonder if and it's like One Last Ride or something like that, and so like they decide to book like a tour and go around. And I wonder if that's what the uptick of these older comics is seeing that movie, and they're just like, oh, hey, maybe I could do that, you know?
I think a lot of them have quit their normal jobs, where finding out, having a job, let's say as a teacher, and you start telling dick jokes, you might lose your job. If you have a government job, you start telling dick jokes, you might lose your job. So like, wait a minute, I'm retired now. So now I can pursue my dream. I don't have to worry about losing my job as the head forklift driver over at that building.
I totally get that, and retirement can give you the opportunity. But the problem I have with it is, and I shouldn't say characterize it that way. It's not like I have a problem with it. The thing I don't understand about it is, if you want to do that, there's plenty of opportunity just to go out and live the life of a comic without having to sign up for a course about how to make it big. Because time is not on your side.
But maybe that's why they want the course, because they feel like if they're going to go anywhere at all with it, they probably need some help. You know what I mean?
I hear that, but you don't have to go anywhere with it. That's my point. You can work locally. Listen, if you're my age and you've wanted to do stand-up comedy your whole life, if you get to go 5 minutes at Governor's or Brokerage or McGuire's or any of the local clubs around here, you're a success you've gone out and you haven't left that on your bucket list before you die. And now you can do that. If you're retired, you could do it 5 nights a week and improve that way, because that is, I think you guys would agree that there's no real shortcuts in comedy. You got to fucking do it. You got to go out and do it, man, and do it and do it and do it and fail and all that kind of stuff and bomb. You can't just say, well, Barry gave me the secret. Now I have to believe in whatever.
Be honest, I'm a prolific writer, and I don't have the time to sit here and perfect a routine. Because by the time it takes months and months and years to perfect a routine. And meanwhile, I want to still get shit done. So
you're going out, you want to just do unperfected stuff.
My comedy is like a very good garage band. I'm never going to be as polished as the big names. Never. Because I'm not going to take the time to work on it to become that polished.
So maybe we brand you as the unperfected comic.
I didn't say it. Well, you could, but
unperfected, imperfect.
But I'm still a humorist. I'm way beyond comedian. I'm
the imperfect humorist.
So, I don't know if